G'day, how you going? Goldson here. Today I got a little video presentation theory and practical guide for you to how to set up a tailoring old army, or how to get started anyway. We'll jump into the presentation. This is one of my the reason why I left this to the second last one is because I'm going to be maining tailoring and alchemy, meaning I'm going to have the most alts set up with tailoring alchemy. So enjoy. All right, so as we know, with alt armies, the goal of the build, for this build in particular, is to utilize the concentration to convert the cheaper materials into rank 3 bolts. All right, and you know, concentration is gold when you think about it. Right, okay, so let's talk about the reagents. We got the Weavercloth Bolt. I was going to say beaver. Okay, so this screenshot here, you can see we're using rank 2 materials here, right? And it's going to require 303 concentration to craft a rank 3. Notice here we don't have any tools equipped yet, so, and we only have 53 skill. So just a heads up, and well, in my opinion, the one we're going to be crafting the most is going to be the Exquisite Weavercloth Bolt, because no one wants a regular bolt. You got to have the Exquisite one now. And so for this one, it's the same setup, same deal. No, I got no tools here. I got 53 skill, and I'll show you later how we get to 53 relatively quick, because when you're setting up multiples of these, time is definitely a factor. You can't really micro your way through it all. It's more macro thinking. When you're thinking big scale, you could have a different mindset. But anyway, so we got rank 2 materials here, you can see, and still requiring 303 concentration. Seems like a lot, but we'll talk about it later. Okay, question: why rank 2 and not rank 1? It's a good question, because most of my other videos are all focused on rank 1 material, converting rank 1 to rank 3 using concentration. But this time for tailoring, it's one of those professions that it's easy to play, hence the soccer ball, but like a bit harder to master, you know, like it's one of those ones, and we'll talk about it in a sec. Or how about right now? You have to get to skill 77 and to do the rank 1, so you gotta get to 77 from 53, so that's like 24 points you got to pull out of your ass. And to be honest, that's why it's hard, because it's not as easy currently in the last week of the build. Like, I can't see an easy way to get to skill 77 without spending more time and more knowledge points to get up there. But obviously my strategy is going to be different to this. It's going to be this initially, but it's going to have a bit more on top of it, because it's a bit more advanced, in my opinion, especially when it comes to large alt armies. But that's a video for another time. This one's just a basic setup. All right, so why the rank 3 bolts? It's an excellent second question you got there. All right, so they're required to max craft armor and profession tools, if you didn't know. And we got a little table here. I put down I put down the 4 bolts. So you can see here at the bottom, you got Dawnweave Bolt, Duskweave Bolt, which this guide doesn't really go into. We're just focusing on the first 2, okay? And so 45 recipes is the Exquisite Bolt. So, and by far the highest demand out of any of the bolts, out of all the recipes, and the most common. And that's why we're going to focus on this one, because to get to the max, depending on the embellished gear and stuff like that, we don't even know. There could be a cloth embellishment set that's like BIS for every caster and healer. So, and you're going to definitely need rank 3. So I can definitely see a lot of demand for the rank 3 Exquisite Weavercloth Bolt, would you like? But yeah, so concentration is 1 every 5 minutes, or 1,000 every 3.5 days, 2,000 a week. So it's on a recharge, and it just requires time. There's a few averages here, so you get roughly 12 an hour, 286 a day on average. But yeah, so it's not perfect. It's probably 2002 concentration according to these metrics, but it's still roughly around the same frequency. Okay, so concentration. This table here is based on the minimum build stats, also the previous screenshots I showed you. And if you use rank 2 mats, it's going to cost 303 concentration, and if you use rank 3, which you can, to basically half it. But we'll talk about units later. All right, so the minimum build is 51 skill, because technically you don't really need 51. You can have 40 and it still works, but we go over 51 because my leveling guide that we'll show in a minute basically gets you to 51, and and the most amount of like knowledge points to get you started, you know, like, and you don't really need the common tools at all, but you might as well get it. It's nothing hurting you. Plus you want the multi-craft and ingenuity, you know, on the main hand. It only requires 60 knowledge points, so you got 30 in it's quality fabric, because, you know, that's what we're doing. 30 points here and then 30 points here, so a total of 60. All right, so the maximum build is pretty much the same build, but just further along the time horizon. So eventually, personally, I'll get up to 100 skill, but you could keep it at the same skill. It doesn't really matter. But the only difference is that you're going to have more like procs, multi-craft ingenuity, because you're going to have the better tools. And you got because you spec in 120 points into textile treasures, which is the one here on the right hand side. And that's basically just more resourcefulness, multi-craft and ingenuity. So if you're going to do the daily shuffle, the weekly shuffle, profession knowledge, and grab all that stuff, over time you could eventually get to this point where you need like 180 knowledge points. So that's the max build. But again, my build's going to be a lot more than 180, like eventually. And that's a video for another time, not this one. All right, so step one, yeah, it's up to you, but you can buy the green profession tools from the auction house, so you can proc some more secondary stats if you want to really get into the micro of it. But generally, just buy them. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to muck around. Just going to buy them. All right, so step two, you want to obtain these materials. So these ones here, you need the most of this Mosswool Thread, which is a vendor reagent. So you get that off the tailoring vendor, supply vendor, and then the rest, get it however you want. You can farm it, buy it, however you want to do it. It's up to you. Personally, I'll just buy it because I've got enough gold to do it. All right, so the next step 3, you want to unravel all that cloth, all the Weavercloth. So 260 or about 52 crafts, and then straight after that, you're going to craft 75 Weavercloth bolts. So exactly 75. You could just unravel a few and then get to skill 12 and then just buy the Weavercloth bolts. Totally up to you. But for me, I don't know, like it all depends. Like by the time I get to that stage, if Weavercloth is cheap enough to buy, I'm just going to buy it. I'm going to unravel a couple, get to skill 12, and then, you know, you continue on. All right, so yeah, we've got to sit up straight. So step 4, craft these 5 items. So these 5 in particular, it's basically just straight off the vendor, the training vendor, and you'll have enough materials to do it. So you just craft one, craft the second one, so on and so forth. You like my little tailoring thing, sewing machine? Pretty cool. All right, now the next step is to craft, because you craft 5 and then you learn the exquisite Weavercloth Bolt. And as soon as you hit there, you want to craft 24 straight up. Don't worry about crafting the other stuff. Like follow this list, because I've done it a few times, and I'm going to show you in the practical how I'm going to level up, because it's pretty easy to get this. This is probably the easiest setup build out of all of them, I reckon. All right, so once you crafted the 24, you want to first craft all the rest of the items off the trainer. And you do this by the same as we did it in the blacksmithing video. So this one is basically you switch it to like the filter button, first craft, and then just craft everything there. And then as soon as you've crafted everything, learn a recipe off the trainer, and then craft that, and then go back to the trainer, learn a recipe, and craft that, and then just keep rinsing, repeating that until you're 51. Put a little info here, a little picture here. Don't think, just do. Well, that's what I'll be doing. I won't be thinking. I'll just be checking off my list when I'm doing all my character setups. Just follow the steps and just chip it away. All right, congratulations. You made it. You can now make rank 3 bolts using rank 2 reagents. So you can start using your alts to pump out the rank 3 bolts at a cheap rate. All right, so this one here, how to be efficient. So you want to log in twice a week, and for me, it's a Wednesday, Saturday type cadence. You can change that to have days you want. You could have Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday, whatever, Thursday, Sunday, up to you. You pick the day that you want to. You pick the 2 days you want to do all your alts, and there you go. Easy profit. You do that twice a week over a month. I reckon you're going to get enough to pay for your game time and anything else. In my opinion, well, we're going to see anyway. So keep you posted. All right. So craft the most profitable bolt, and to be honest, it's going to be, with this build, it's going to be the Exquisite. Purchase the mats, chuck it in the wall bank, and when you log in, just craft as many as you can using your concentration, and then that's it. Log out, next character, do it again, log out, next character. Seems pretty tedious, but that's just the way we do it now. All right, so how many can we craft? So I put a little table here, and I put here ranked 2 mats. You can on average craft about 7 a week, and that's not including any procs like multi-craft or ingenuity proc. And in my last video, there was a bit of a commotion in the chat about ingenuity and multi-craft, and I effectively changed my mind on it, but like in a way, because the commenters said multi-craft's more profit because you don't have to spend money on the reagents. Whereas if you go ingenuity, it's going to cost you more up front, or like because you're going to, yeah. I said, yeah, because when I did the whole video, I didn't really consider the price. I was just looking at the numbers. And then it dwelled on me a bit more after thinking about it. I was like, oh, well, if I go ingenuity, that means I'm going to make less profit, but I make more items. So I replied to a comment and I said to one guy, I said, imagine a world where the business owners still made a profit, but they took less of a profit just to ensure all their customers had what they were selling. Now, that kind of world doesn't really exist in the real world. I kind of wish it did, where we, because if you know, most of our world is greed and this maximum profit, mentality and mindset, incentive structure is to push profit maximum and no breaks at all. But like if I went ingenuity, then I'm going to craft more, add more to the market. I might make less money, but that's okay. I don't know. I think it's an ethical thing for me. It might not compute if you're that ingrained into the old habits. But I reckon in the future, when people factor in ethics into people's decision makings and business strategies, I think that's going to play a big part. But anyway, going off topic, but I just wanted to address it. So for those of you who watch my videos regularly, that's the reason why. All right, so now we're at the conclusion of the theory. All right, so how many Tailor alts will I have? So, well, I've thought about it and I've done some rough numbers. And for me to do my ultimate master plan, I'm going to need 92 Tailors. And it seems like a lot. Like right now I've got 56 on Dragonflight. And I remember it being a challenge, but I remember not putting that much effort into it. So I reckon this time around I can punch out a bit more and put a bit more effort into it, and I reckon I can achieve 92 alts. Only time will tell. I like a good challenge, and it definitely is a challenge. We'll see, eh? Why multi-craft and ingenuity? Well, we sort of talked about it just before. So the value is definitely in the concentration and the ability to convert lower rank or cheaper materials into the rank 3s. So that difference between what you buy it for and what you sell it for, that's the value. You're going to sell less units than someone who's going full ham on it, but their costs are going to be a lot higher. Whereas when you utilize your old army, and if we all use it, armies together, like there's, we are the 99%, we can collectively produce the cheapest materials on the market, and it will get to the stage where the people that are already maxed out, crafting's not going to be worth it, because we're producing the same item at a much lower price, which means that's your competition. So there's not just like one in the market, there's a whole community of people supplying to the market, which I reckon's great, because that brings the fairness level way down. It brings the degeneracy down a lot, and it'll definitely open the door for many new people, especially coming back from WoW. They haven't played for ages and they're coming back and they have a look at crafting. Oh, it's all new now, and then they'll give it a go, and then they'll say, yeah, this is pretty cool. I don't need like 20-30 million gold to get going and stuff like that. But anyway, we'll shift over to the practical side. I'll show you exactly and how long it takes to get up to this point. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for listening. Alrighty, okay, we're on the beta on the level up realms. I'm just going to open up the wall bank because I've got some tailoring accessories here. I just want to show you that you don't really need the tools to do this, so they're completely optional, but it does make sense. If you got them, might as well. Alrighty. So the first things first, I want to go and buy the materials all up. So if you're just watching it, I'll put all the leveling guide and the materials in the description of the video, and I'll update them whenever someone tells me to. But yeah, I'll just go and buy all the materials now, and we're going to get some Mosswool Thread. They changed the price from 11 gold all the way down to 7 silver. So it seems like a big change. Who knows? Are they going to put it back to 11 gold? Probably not. I don't know, but we've got all the ingredients now. So we're going to go and learn tailoring from the Master Tauren here, or Professor Instructor. So I'm going to chuck tailoring down on the bars. Alrighty, so the first ones first is to unravel 52 of the, or basically all of the Weaver cloth. I'll start the timer now. So the timer's here at the bottom, next to the, just above my awesome ping, I guess. Ping. I'm currently at 196 ms, which is quite normal for an Australian because most of the servers are not located anywhere near us. Unless, I think, well, this server, anyway, the Oceanic servers, I think they're located in Sydney. But I'm in Perth, so a bit further away. Okay, so after we craft all this unraveling shit, I'll just skip to it. Okay, that's all complete now. So we've unraveled all the stuff. And the next step is to do the Weavercloth Bolt. So you just train the Weavercloth Bolt, and we want to make 75 of these. Okay, we're pumping. Okay, it's going to take a little while, but I'll just skip to it. All right, so that's just about finished. The next step is we go up to the filter box here, up on the top left of the box, and we switch it to first craft bonus. So we'll just drag that down. So we got our stuff. It's here. It's clean. So you want to craft the first 5 on the trainer, and the way, like I said in the theory, is that you train the next recipe and then craft it. So we just train and then craft, and then we train, click, craft, train, click, and then craft. And we do that for the first 5 because we need to craft some more bolts. So this is the 5th one now. Okay, so we're about to craft the Exquisite Weavercloth Bolt, and we need 24 of these. 24? Keeps changing to 1. Oh, not 14. What 24, mate? 24. There we go. All right, so we're now crafting 24 after the UI thing. I reckon I'm not the only one that experiences that when you're trying to queue up like crafts in the default. It's such a pain in the ass. You think the main UI, I prefer the main UI, and I just prefer like weak auras to go on top of it to like complement it. Kind of like Craft Sim, but I don't really enjoy Craft Sim. I like to work out my numbers by myself. That's the game for me. But if you're not into that kind of thing, then what are you doing with your life? Alrighty, that's finished now. We're back to training 1 and then crafting. And we're pretty much just going to go down the list all the way down to the bottom. And then we'll get to like 53. Oh yeah, I should mention that I'm on a alliance character, or a main alliance. I've always been on the alliance side. I tried the horde side once. I didn't like it. I came back. I think it doesn't really matter what side you're on, mate. We all work together, in the end. But yeah, if you are a Kultiran, which is one of the allied race, they have a +2 skill bonus to all professions. So I'm going to be focusing on that, I guess. Like in the past, like in Dragonflight, the profession knowledge never really meant anything substantial until the War Within. And I say that because in the War Within, because I've been testing alchemy, and profession knowledge only really applies to alchemy, like critically, because it's such a tight margin. And like having +2 skill is the difference between making rank 2 and rank 3. It's really unbelievable. Like Blizzard have just carefully calculated that, which is going to mean like a lot more money for them with people changing races and all that shit. But if you're a goblin for alchemy, it doesn't really matter because I think you get the most skill. But okay, so casually talking, it's only been like 9 minutes or something and we're already at 53. Or if you're not if you're just a normal character, it'd be about 51, which is all you need, right? And you can see on here on the trainer, there's other recipes here like the artisan's cloak, fishing line thing. I don't know. You can learn it, but I don't recommend craft it because it costs a lot of artisan security, which you probably won't have straight away. And with this build, you don't really need the rare tools. But okay, so we'll go and just quickly learn the tailoring points. I'll show you how many we got. So we unlock quality fabric first, and then weaving and unraveling. So we got 23 points from the get-go, just from first craft. So if you add 23 to the 24 that you're going to get by collecting all the treasures, that's like what, 47 points? So let's simulate it. So we'll put 47 points in. So that will allow us, doing that and collecting the treasures will allow us to max out the first tree, which gives us a bonus to finding more cloth at quality 3, so that's a good bonus. And then chuck in would be another 30. Or what did I say? 47. So technically you'll get to like here and you're nearly at the full build. You only need like 13 more points, and a couple of crafting orders will get you there. So you got crafting orders here. You just go patron orders, and they changed it, so it's like really easy. Like, so they don't really populate the orders here that you don't have, so that's a good change. But anyway, that's a different video. But so really you only need 13 points, which you're going to get like either week 1 or week 2. So depending on how hard you want to go. Oh, but 60 points, that'll do you. And we'll just pump it in. We'll just go and buy a couple of mats. We'll just go buy some more moss wool, and then we'll just go buy the spool of Weavercloth. Alrighty. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got Weavercloth. We're using the rank 2 with no weapons installed, and we're already in the level 2 to 3 bracket. And if we go to our favorite, we should favorite that, because we're going to be making this one the most with this build. Yeah, so Weavercloth. Just make 2 Weavercloth bolts at rank, and then we can see it. Either way, that could be rank 2 on the Storm Dust, but it's still the same stats as this. So it'd be 303 concentration. But if we chuck on the tools, let's see what it changes to. Okay, so it's gone from 303 down to 272. So you definitely want to get the tools to reduce it, because that's nearly on like 1 a day, par and 1 a day. Yeah, so yeah, you probably get like 8 bolts a week if you use this method per alt. So if I have let's say 8 and I've got 92 of these set up, that's 736 rank 3 bolts a week. Like as soon as I set it up, I'll be pumping out 736 rank 3 bolts each. And let's say the bolts are like, I don't know, like 180 gold seems pretty good. But let's go buy the rank 3 bolts on live. So on live, actually, they're a bit low. Let's just go 180. So we go 736 times 180 is 132,000 gold. That seems like a good number when you considering you're just logging in twice a week to do it. And if it's actually like 350 gold each, it's a lot more. So it's like 250k. But as you get more and more skill, you're going to use less and less concentration. So when you want to get to this point, right, and then start pumping them out, and then adding to it over time to slowly increase. Because if you just stay at the minimum build, you're going to get overtaken eventually by people who constantly gain knowledge and move up towards the maximum build, which is 180 points, and maximum skill and the max tools. Those people are going to be way more profitable than you, and they're going to be using less concentration, and they're going to be making more. So that means that their cost to produce is even lower. So they can undercut you by like 10% every time if you're posting at cost, and people just going to, the prices are going to go down to that margin, you know what I mean? Which is, I wanted to see that happen, and I don't know that's going to happen eventually, as the graph goes up, because the price of shit's going to go up, and then it's going to taper off as more and more alts come online. So imagine all the remix alts coming online and then doing this kind of shit and just adding more value to the marketplace. It's going to be beautiful, man. So hats off to the Blizzard devs on making the crafting system actually really, really good now. I understand they couldn't have done it in Dragonflight, so they half implemented it in Dragonflight, and now they've sort of finalized the methodology of it, and so now it's more of a, oh, thank God it's fixed, because that's how if you went straight from Shadowlands into this, people would be up in arms, man. Be ropeable. But anyway, enough talking shit. So just want to say thanks for watching, everyone. I didn't expect any sort of growth like I had, and I know that over time, if I don't produce videos constantly, then my viewership does go down. And being that I'm not a streamer as of yet, and have no plans to in the immediate future to become a streamer, but that's definitely on the horizon, and a Discord. But right now I'm just going to focus on the content and my mission, because I want to prove to you guys that you can do anything you put your mind to. And yeah, so just stay tuned, because my next guide is the Alchemy, the most anticipated. And you probably are wondering, oh, what's going on? the Goldson. So you're amping it up a lot. So, and I hope I can deliver on that one. So the next video be maybe 2 days time or tomorrow. See how I go. I could be smashing it, but maybe tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, catch you later, eh?